Good morning, everyone. Today we have class with Horizon, the second online class. And today we are going to discuss different topics about grammar or about our different articles that we have. Okay, first we are going to start with a discussion about an article. Um, Junior coaches. Uh, I need that you participate in this topic.
hmm
What?
Yeah.
And
Just
Harry,
um, just
what
what
do you want to talk about the article?
yeah. In general, everyone participating, if they're not talking, try and mute your microphone because otherwise, we get a lot of background noise. Um, but hopefully that's okay. Sounds good now. Well, the article is just there. I've just posted for something for you guys to read. What did you make of it? Here's a link to the
Okay,
here's a link on the side.
I'm going to put the link. Wait a minute. Um,
This one about the is the world a better place? Uh, in actual fact, despite all the doom and gloom. So it's a Harvard psychologist. Uh, Intro says, looking at the news, we often think things are getting worse and worse, and
yes.
he sort of makes a case about it. Yeah, what do you guys did you guys all manage to read it, or have you got another article that you would rather discuss? It's up to you.
I think that we should just read the article. Uh, we must to do it. So I'm going to share my screenshot.
I already did.
I prepared some questions for all the junior coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, go
My
for it.
screen?
Uh-huh.
Let me just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, this is some kind of questions that I prepared about the article. So I need that each junior coach speak. We're going to make, I don't know, like turns. Um, can you see the presentation or is
The screen
just loading?
It's loading.
loading.
Yes, it's just loading.
Loading.
I think it's just a little bit slowly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Steven,
Okay.
we can hear you. Mm, okay, I'm just going to do some. The first question about the article of a Harvard professor explains why the world is actually becoming a much better place.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, do you think the situation of your country is better than before? Why?
Who must answer?
Please, Steven, what do you think about it?
I think that it depends. It depends because if you speak about if you talk about I don't know maybe the how do you say naturaleza the
Nature?
environment
Nature?
the environment situation I think is worse. So it depends because some things are better. I think
Uh-huh. Like uh, like what? So we got environment issues being something that's deteriorating. And how about tell me about Colombia these days? How's it? Um, how's it shaping up with the new president? Is there a feeling of optimism at the moment in Colombia, or what's the reaction to his first
I
days in
think
office?
I think with the new president, the end is near.
Oh no!
Yeah, could be not. It's just a supposition. It's just but I think that if 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 he knows how do the things, maybe the country could be could be safe.
Hmm.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you have any corrections to me, Harry? Because I
no,
really
sounded
love.
good.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Is there anything the president has done in the first days in particular that is worrying for Colombia, which has historically made a massive kind of progress in terms of the economic and growth and things in the last few years. But you say it's worrying this new president. Anything? Can you say something in particular about that?
Mm, well, I just heard that he visited San Andres or make a lot of promises, but I'm not sure about it. But he didn't do anything yet. I think so. I think that it
Yeah,
takes time to see if the choice of the Colombian people is nice or no.
Mm.
So we need to see that.
So he
Okay.
hasn't done anything yet.
Yes. I want to know who's there. Thomas, Carolina, Isabel. Um, okay, we're going to make turns to speak. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I need that participate. Thomas, we're going to make this. Thomas, Steven, Carolina Isabel Samacá, Carolina Guayasan, Brian Sarmiento, and me. We are going to make that order. So if you hear that if you can't hear your partner, continue with the order. Okay,
okay.
to make
Okay.
Okay.
another question. So Thomas, can you participate?
Yes, yes.
What do you think? Do you think the situation of your country is better than before, and why?
I think that the situation of my country is improving, but in different context. For example, the violence or something like that is it's not improving because all I don't know, all the days we can see or we can watch in the news that something is happening, something wrong is happening. So and for example, with environment or nature, maybe it's improving. The government is taking some programs for improve that, for fix that. So I think that it depends of the concept that we are talking about.
Mm-hmm. So the government's doing things to fix and improve the situation. Like what exactly? What kind of stuff? Let me know on the
Mm,
insider information.
mm, I'm thinking. Actually, I don't know, but let me think. I will tell you.
I think I don't know, man. Maybe you are wrong because
Why?
the situation just are better for some people, not for everybody. And the 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 point is that how we know that is better because
Yes, that's true.
if we talk about I don't know maybe 99 15, I think that our environment, our the things maybe are could
The-
how do you say pudieron ser mejor? Could no. It were
It's better.
were I don't know what is the word that
Better, mejor, better.
better. Yeah, could
We
be.
can continue with Carolina Samaka.
Hmm.
I think is better, but can be better in their own employer is better now that before. But I think that we can be better. I don't know. This is difficult the situation because it's different aspects. You can only use in one aspect.
Hmm.
Harry, I need that you correct that you if you could help us correcting what if we say the things nice or no. It
Hmm.
could be awesome, please. Because maybe if we couldn't find a mistake, maybe you notice about it.
Yeah, a couple of things. Someone said all the days rather than every day. That's a
every day.
classic. It's a classic Spanish speaker's mistake when you think todos los días, but we say every day in English.
Every day.
Watch out as well for if you're using purpose clauses and you're thinking in your head para hacer algo, it's to. So they are doing things to fix the situation rather than for fix or for improving. But I know you're thinking para, which is a hard one to translate sometimes. That was all I thought of in that little bit, I think. I'm making notes as we go on my own document. So keep talking.
Okay. Okay, continue with Carolina. What do you think?
What is
Does your microphone works?
She already wrote something.
You already wrote something. Can you help me reading that? Because I just share my screen. I
yes.
can't see that.
Okay, she wrote that I think they do it, but it's not enough. I think in some sites we already improve, for example, in the way of think or maybe in technology.
Hmm. So rather than sides, I say areas. In some areas, uh,
Yes.
So
we
we
we are we are already improving. Improving. We're going to do a bit on the present continuous in the next section. For
Okay.
example, in the way of
Yes.
Okay.
who's
So
next?
in technology, it's looking up.
Okay. I don't know who's there. Who's next? Brian is there, or she
Yes, I'm
just
here.
Okay,
Can you hear
hello,
me?
Brian. Can you
Yes.
participate with the question?
What? What did you say?
Uh, Can you participate in the question? Do you think the
Okay,
situation of
yes.
your country is better than before, and why?
I think it's better in some areas, like Carolina says, but I don't know. The um, corruption, for example.
Oh man.
We have here. I don't know how to say it in English. It's like anti-corruption consultation. Could be.
Hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
document that we are that the people like may sign a paper to reunite certain people that agree with this. Yes, but
Hmm.
the government or some people in the government don't like to do this. Yes, so they try to stop this process. Yes, so
Hmm.
in one part is good, but the corruption is there. So yes, I think yes, but not at all. Yes, not completely. We need
Yes.
Uh-huh.
more.
Can
We need
I
to improvise more. I don't know. Yes.
can I add something to that?
Okay.
Yes.
I think you are really in a good way, man. Because this is it's the same like the social leaders that are murdered, that are killers.
Hierarchy. Yes, murder. Yeah.
Yeah, I think while the country like while our country does don't open their eyes. I think we are really in a bad way. I don't know. It's complicated to explain. I don't know why what happened with me. Maybe it's because I am in at the internet and I am so shy. Okay.
Yeah, so it's an interesting one to think about, and Colombia seems to be in a really interesting at an interesting point in history, sort of making lots of changes after every day I see another article about what they're going to do with the peace process and sort of it being coming back into play again. I think I read something about Ivan Duque wants to go back into the agreement they made. What do you guys think about that? Is it something that you were supporting as the young students of Bogota, or are you against this um, recap? So talking about the recent news that Ivan Duque is looking to redo the agreement with the FARC. Is that something you in the news in Colombia? I think it was in the news.
No, I don't know.
It's kind of related to the question.
I think I don't know. I think this question is easy, but now I don't know what think about it because it's like just a question that I don't know. It's, remember Rafael because he always say I don't care, I don't like. He
It's not bad
Um,
business.
no, it's not
Rafael is a guy that we visited, and he's
A guy?
a geriatric.
Okay.
I don't know.
okay.
He helped us a lot with his wife. So this is why Steven is quoting him.
mm.
Continue, Steven. Sorry for interrupting you. Okay. um, and we continue um, with
Next
the next
question.
question. Uh, okay, but I just stopped to share it. The next question is that are the falls and downs necessary for the progress?
Can you share your screen, please?
I've already shared that. Did you see that or no?
Mm, no.
No.
What's the question? I'll just type it.
Are the falls and downs? Oh no, I made a mistake. Are the ups and downs? Maybe
Uh-huh. Are the ups
are the
and downs
ups and downs necessary for the progress?
necessary for progress?
Yes.
I like
Why?
this question.
Is it right the question?
So you're
Are
saying,
the
is it
ups
necessary to
for the progress?
sort of have a difficult time before you improve again or something? That's the idea behind it. Is that correct?
Mm, yes, because okay, the idea of the question is that something in the article says is that uh, uh, in the history we have uh, like recessions, or I don't know how to say that. This is the right word? Recessions. Um,
Recession? Yeah.
recession. We have recession, and we have periods of very
Yes,
nice economy, and after that we have again a recession,
I think it's not a crisis.
and and the author says that is something common.
Hmm.
I want to know if you are agree with that, Thomas.
What?
Are the ups and downs necessary for the progress?
Of course, it's
I don't know, in your life,
very
in
necessary
economy, in everything.
in everything. It's very necessary because we can learn when we are, I don't know, down, when we are in the worst moment in our life. So I think that it's very necessary to improve something, to fix something.
Okay,
Hmm.
continue, Steven, or do you or anyone want the Thomas opinion?
I don't know. I think it's the same. I think the same that our little friend Tommy. I think it's just if you don't fall, if you don't know what is your weakness, you never can improve, never get improved.
Hmm.
And if you fall, it's like in Spanish we say, lo que no te mata te hace más fuerte. But in case it's
That's
like
true. I agree, man.
How
something
can you
that
say that expression
doesn't
in
kill
English,
you
Harry?
make
We
you
say,
stronger.
yeah, it doesn't kill you, make you stronger.
That what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I
makes
can't
you
hear.
What doesn't kill you makes you
Makes you stronger?
stronger.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So
Mm,
I think it's the best way to improve. It's not just in a country context. It, it, no, it, how do you say? Sino,
If not,
if not, it's not.
yeah.
No, but I think it's other word because it's sino en la personal sino en tu vida personal. I don't know how to
Yeah,
connect
so
that.
how can you do that if not in this area? So,
Not
I'm
this
not
way,
sure. Sounds good.
but
And
the thing is,
Carolina said something.
Hmm.
okay, Carolina.
And
Carolina. Ah, what?
I am agreed with you because if you don't get out of your comfort zone, you don't learn. And I think when you
I
had a problem,
agree.
you can see it's a problem, it's opportunity to change, to improve your life, to be better. I
It's
think
not.
the out and down is necessary for improve your life in different areas.
Hmm.
It's another way to be stoic, I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Watch out for the for again para mejorar, to improve your life, for example. That point we brought up earlier. Para being as a purpose, always to. If that helps. I'll keep correcting grammar as we go. Anyway,
Okay.
this sounds really cool. I think we should keep the discussion moving to the next topic to make keep the session fresh. And something that came up in your questions this week uh, raised the issue of the in the grammatical issue of the present simple versus the present continuous. If you look on the Facebook, I've put a little schedule of the class to sort of keep it in half an hour chunks where we talk about one thing each half an hour. If everyone's okay, of grammar instead. I'll just answer this question here. Is it good to say to get improved? So we say to get better. To get better. Um, so one way we can maybe introduce this topic is just to get one of you guys to explain the grammar behind. So we're talking now about present simple versus present continuous. One of you guys who thinks if they've got a good answer on the difference between the use of the two. For example, when do you say I do and when do you say I am doing? What's the difference? Can anyone give a good answer?
I don't know. I am thinking. I used to think about everything, so let me.
So this comes from the question about, and actually, I'll take it. Oh yeah, what's Carolina saying here? You use doing when you talk about a situation that is happening now, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Any others? So, for example, we had in the side chat, someone said, I think Carolina, you said, I think in some areas we already improve. So then we would be saying we are already improving, for example, versus we improve. What is the difference in the sense between those two phrases? Anyone?
I think that we are already proving. That means that we are working on that. So we are not still working, but at the moment or at the situation, I think we are working on that, or where we improve. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
w- that's right. Is
Yeah,
that
it could
right?
be. And what's your one for we improve as a contrast?
What? Can you say it
And
again?
for we, so you said we are improving. That's your something we're doing now. And what would you say for we improve?
Mm, it, what Jasancito said that we improve in general. So I agree
Mm-hmm.
with that. Like something you
With
do
Carolina.
usually. Yeah, she said.
Uh-huh. Nice. Yeah, that's really good, guys. Sounds like you already know this one, perhaps. Um, could you could someone give me a sentence where you use both the present continuous and the present simple in one sentence? So we improve our skills.
Mm,
Let me.
Yeah. Can anyone get one sentence with both tenses in?
Oh, Carolina Guayesan share share that example, that sentence. She said, "We improve our skills with Harry on Mondays." And the other is, "Improving is in general, like something you do usually." I read this in a ground order. A ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely right. What I'm looking for though is one sentence to really show the difference between the two. Can you, a little challenge, can you come up with a sentence that has both those tenses in one sentence? Perhaps I'll give you an example. Okay, Carolina says, for example, we are improving our English to improve our social relationships. Well, that's not technically both, because it's one of them is the infinitive, to improve, but you try, and it's definitely correct, the sentence. I'm thinking more something like, we speak Spanish, but we are speaking in English right now. So there you've got one sentence with both tenses in to show you the difference really clearly. So we can someone explain what just wants more time? What, or give another example, even better?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have one. I think it's. I am thinking about what happened last year, but I often think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking about what happened last year, and I often think about it. Yeah, that works. Yeah, nice.
Okay,
Really good
I
one.
have one. We we are doing this to don't do it. We are doing this now to don't do it later.
So you mean to say we are doing this now to not have to do it later, or to avoid doing it later? We
Avoid?
can't say, yeah,
Can you write please that word?
yeah, sure. So we are doing this now to avoid doing it later. We can't say don't don't do it, because it's like a to not have to do it. You would say instead, if you were to use that. So to not have to, but I'd say to avoid sounds a bit better. That's okay. Any others? But it sounds like you guys have really got this one. So to perhaps one related to the topic we were just discussing, and all right, make it a bit harder. Can someone give me one in the past tense? So something that is past and simple and past continuous, since you guys seem to have got the hang of the present one. Anyone think they can get the past simple versus a past continuous? Tough one.
Uh, I'm not sure an easy example could be in past simple. I washed the dishes, and past continuous. Like I was doing that. I was
Washing.
washing my dishes
Uh-huh.
in the past.
It's pretty
But this
good.
is like a process. This is like a process that I was doing in the past, and the past tense is something that is already finished, that I'm not doing right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you guys got it. Awesome.
Yes.
So the classic one
The
is
thing is,
yeah.
yes, the thing is that we are here. We are the B1 or A2 students. The last class was just the A1 students. So it
Mm-hmm.
was something difficult for them. But
Uh-huh.
here we are,
You're
we
okay.
are improving. Yes, we're fine. We need to improve things like structures or in pronunciation or something.
Mm. Well, it's
Yes.
always good to keep keep on top of stuff like that. The classic one is in the past I was crossing the road when a car hit me. So you've got the past continuous interrupted by the past simple. Or in the question I got on Facebook was uh, what well, my sister has been in hospital. I wonder how she is getting on. And it was why is it is getting on. Caroline says, I was talking with my mother when someone talked to me. When someone talked, or yeah, That sounds good, but you'd have to say rather than talk to me, it would be when someone spoke to me, because we can't use talk in like someone interrupted me perhaps. Because if you're talking, you can't. You're talking to someone, you can't then talk to someone else at the same time. It's just a bit of a quirk with that word. It's just maybe someone spoke to me or interrupted, something like that.
The thing is that you explained that, but I'm confusing that
Yeah,
about
it's a
why
funny
is
one.
getting on.
And
Why is
could you
getting
speak
on in that kind of sense?
louder, please? Angie, could you speak louder? We can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you hear me well here
Uh-huh.
now? Okay. I still confused in the sentence. My sister has been in the hospital. I
Mm-hmm.
wonder how she's getting on.
Yes.
I'm confusing that. I you explained that, but I don't know why.
So this question, how is she getting on? Well, this is it's perhaps in these usual or a phrasal verb like this that you need to have that other rule about the present continuous really down, because if we say getting on, to get on, how are you getting on? It's almost always in the present continuous because it's talking about your state of being. You know, this is how are you. This is a way of saying how are you. How are you getting on? How are you? So this question is almost always going to be in the present continuous because it's asking about a state that will be continually changing. I think it's interesting for Spanish speakers, perhaps, because you guys always have this idea with ser and estar, and the different when we learn Spanish as English speakers, we have to learn. Okay, so is um, ser is for things that are describing, you know, an essential part of you, and estar is for things that are changing all the time, or yeah, more or less something like that. So if you think about that, it's kind of the same with the present continuous and present simple in English. And I think you have the same sort of thing in Spanish. Como you don't say como como eres, como es. You say como está, como está.
Mhm.
So it kind of makes sense if to me if I was thinking like that. And is getting on is just like saying, you know, como estás? How are you getting on?
I
Continuous.
am confused about the word get because you sometimes use get for example say I am get angry, I am get tired, I am
Mm-hmm.
get thirsty. So you get in the definition of get is tener or obtener, no?
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on now then to that next part of the thing I put in because you guys have uh, the first bit down. So the phrasal verbs with get. How do we use this word here? Get. It's a really big word in English. It's good. Maybe let's bring up lots of different example sentences to get a kind of display of the the broad vocabulary that comes with it. So you said already, I'm getting tired. Did you say? I'm I'm getting angry. Someone's getting angry. You get. And you guys throw some other phrases with get into the mix.
Yes, because some things
I'm
get
getting
could
tired.
confuse me.
Okay, so to get somewhere, Carolina says to get there, get somewhere like a direction. That's another kind of use of it. Here we've got get being like you get yourself, like a reflexive use where it's almost like you pick yourself up and you yourself down somewhere to a place. In that, yeah, it suggests sort of moving yourself. That's clear. Any others?
Gets money.
Yeah, to get money.
But I understand get money because when you get money, is you
To
have
get money.
something material. But for example,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Mm.
I am I am trying. I've been trying to understand all the phrasal verbs we get, all the phrasal verbs that I know, and I
Hmm.
sometimes I can, but it's like just I how do you say oligo? Me obligo.
I forgot.
Me obligo.
I
Mm.
forced myself,
I
maybe.
force me. I force myself to understand that, and I think it's. Oh,
This
you.
is right.
Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. I already see.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good little the Robin book profile. Has got a good little picture of the getting different words. Brian says on the side, what is the difference between get rid of and get out of? So I think that's the key thing to understand about these phrasal verbs is that they are really completely different vocabulary to deal with. You have to um, learn them like a whole new word. So get rid of is about when you get something you've got in your hands here, like adquirir or tener, like you get something, get money, and get rid of would be the opposite. So getting rid of,
Get over.
throwing it away. So it's like throw something away. You get rid of. I got rid of the old sofa in my living room. Got rid of the sofa, an old sofa. Whereas to get out of would be a completely different context. I got out of the taxi. So to get yourself, that's again that movement idea behind the word get. So a bit like getting to somewhere, to get yourself to somewhere. I think perhaps that's the one of the other tricky sides of it. It's got a very reflexive set of meanings and a very transitive set, whether it's affecting other things like getting money, getting rid of something, versus getting somewhere, getting out of, getting into somewhere. So you've got a lot of different ideas cooked up
It's
in one
possible.
word. Any other? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. It's possible to say getting rid of food,
Yep.
like obtain, like okay, I'm getting out of my house. I'm getting out of the school.
Uh
Those can be an examples about it.
huh. Get out of really. You're in somewhere, you're in the bath. I get out of the bath, or I get out of um, a car. To get out of your house would be more like you just leave your house, you just go out. You don't really have to sort of extricate yourself from your house. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like you get out of a difficult situation, something that's slightly constricting, whereas normally you would just go out of your house or leave your house, if that makes sense.
Okay. Um,
um, do you guys know who knows what to get along someone means?
get along.
Yeah, to get along with someone. What do
Get
I mean if I say I get along with someone?
When you
um,
decide don't talk anymore with this person, I don't know. I think it's yeah, it's the definition.
no, I think that is when you have a very nice relationship with someone. So that you have, yes, that is just that you have
Yes,
a very nice relationship with
yes,
someone.
and you
Yeah,
decide don't talk anymore with this person.
it's what Angie's saying.
Like
It's
broke
the
up.
good relationship.
And
The
after the
opposite of
broke up,
the
Uh, we practice some riddles, riddles about phrasal verbs,
oh
and
yeah.
I don't know if junior coaches remember one of them with "get along." That is, my brother and my sister really get along.
Hmm.
It was like that.
ah yes,
Yes,
Yeah,
did
that
you
Yes.
like
works.
that?
That works
Yes,
well.
yes. I
it's
remember that.
it's
We
similar to grew apart. Not.
Um, yeah, I think in Spanish you guys have got a nice phrase. It's like me lleva bien con alguien or something like that. Is it lleva bien? Oh, I've forgotten. God, I should
Yeah, yeah.
translate.
in Spanish is something like
Me queda
eh,
bien, me lleva bien.
Como caer
caería,
bien, I
me
think.
cae
Yes,
bien.
could be. But in our Spanish, because it's just yes, you are right when you say me lleva bien or me cae bien. It could be the same.
Oh yeah, like me cae bien.
Could be
Yes,
yes.
it's like that. So in Spanish, you have phrasal verbs as well, kind of. You know, you need those certain words to fit together to make sense in their context. Um, yeah, getting along. What about um, to get over something? How would
Get
you?
over.
You
Someone,
get over it.
Get over
Like,
like I don't know.
it's
It's
like
the,
take
it's the,
care of someone or
I don't know if it's the opposite of get, because over is like I don't know how to explain that.
can anyone put it into a sentence or have a go?
mm, I don't know if a sentence could be. I'm not sure about the meaning of get over. Like I think it's like take care. So I get over my sister or I get over my brother or no.
Mm, to
Not
get over
quite.
a situation.
Yes.
Uh
Yes,
huh.
Have you ever played Mortal Kombat?
Me? No.
What?
but that is not.
You remember
Oh,
Scorpion when say get over here? I don't know. It's a good example, but I think it's like come here, but in a rude way.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it could have some different meanings. So get over here. Could be like come over here, like the get in the moving sense. Get yourself over here. Uh, but more usually, I'd say it's kind of um, you get over something bad. It's something bad happens, and eventually you learn to deal with it. So you get over a loss, um, like the something terrible happened, or you know your grandfather died, but eventually you got over it. You were very very upset for days and days and days, but you know eventually you get over it. Uh, I don't know if he'll be able to get over. Yes, that's a good example. I don't know if I'll be able to get over it, as in get over something bad.
maybe
You,
get over a broken relationship. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. Your relationship broke down, but eventually you got over it. You you got better.
Another
And
meaning for get over.
um, I mean, one last meaning for get over will be to get over an object or an obstacle, literally. So you got over a gate, like like a gate or something that was in the way.
Could you put it in a sentence? Because
So
I'm not.
I got over the mountain with great difficulty. Imagine you're cycling. You're Nairo Quintana. We got over the mountain with great difficulty or with ease because he's a great cyclist. Got over the mountain. Okay. Do a couple more. What about to get by? What does to get by mean? If you put it into a sentence.
Get by.
Brian, could you tell us a sentence with get by?
With get by.
Mm.
A sentence. I'm thinking of a sentence right now because I don't know if I understand good get
Yeah.
by.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yes, a meaning. Regional coaches participate with a meaning. What do you think of it get by?
Again, I didn't hear you. Please, one more time.
Participate and say, what do you think could be get by?
Oh. Oof.
I don't know.
I don't know,
You
to
know,
get something. I don't
get by?
get by now.
Goodbye now.
In that goodbye, are you,
Like,
do you say indirecta?
Are you?
Bye bye.
You want to say goodbye?
I don't know. Get. No, I don't know. Get by. Receive something. I don't know. Like get
No.
by
oh,
something.
something is. I don't know.
Could be at quiet.
I
Not
had a
acquire.
sentence.
Okay, Carolina.
My friend isn't very good, but my French isn't very good, but it is easy enough to get by.
Yeah,
Is
that's a good sentence.
Okay.
My French
is when
is
you know more, but it's enough to get by. I don't know how to explain it. Like in
yeah.
Spanish, arreglársela,
Like
something like this.
manage or something. Could be.
Usted verá cómo hace.
Como arreglársela, something like this.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes, that's the.
It's like yeah. That's a good one. So my French is no good, but I get by. I manage to I manage. It's that. You know this other phrase in English when we say I manage. Yeah, I think it's all about being okay. Do you know there's a song with Little Help from My Friends by the Beatles? And it friends. Have a listen. I'll try and send the link on YouTube. It's a good one to practice with a Little Help from My Friends. This is it.
It's possible to say I get by dancing. I get by to dance.
To say that again, sorry? It's possible to say.
Possible to say I get by dancing or get by to dance.
It's more like I get by in. It's not a. It doesn't take a verb. It's more like I get by doing something. I'm not sure how you translate this into Spanish. I think this was a me arregla. I can't.
always is at the finish of the sentence, or same is at the start of the sentence.
Yeah, or it could be at the start or the end. You could say something like, "I get by with very little money," or "I don't earn a lot, but I get by." And this will be two ways of saying the same thing. You know, you manage, you deal with. Trato bien con, you know, me. I can't think how to say it.
Yes, those are very nice examples.
Here's a link to a song. It's very well known. I'm sure you all know it. But it's a Beatles song. It's got this famous lyric in the chorus. "I get by with little help from my friends." And it's all about this word. So it's always good to combine music with a bit of language. Take a look at that in your own time. Okay. Any others that people have come across with get that have proved tricky?
Get down, get through,
Uh-huh.
Get down.
Great.
get through.
Get down. So
First, we get down. Yes.
And get off lightly is there?
get off lightly. That's a good one. Get off lightly. What does that mean?
I understand that is like I don't know. You experience a situation, but it is like less than you expect. Be. I understand in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's most often used with criminals being convicted of something. So, say someone did a terrible crime, and they got off lightly. Would be they weren't given the full sentence. They were just someone committed murder and they got off lightly. They were only in prison for 5 years. That would be getting off lightly, with a light punishment. But you can also use it in a more informal context, you know, with when you're in trouble with your friends or family or something. You got off lightly despite the fact that you did something bad. Or the criminal got off lightly. Get through is a good one. Maybe we'll make this the last one with get. It can get a bit dull after a while to talk about one word all the time. Anyone come up with a sentence for get through? It's got a couple of meanings, this one.
I have one.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you explain something good, could be.
Sorry? Once more?
That he explained something good.
To explain something good. With which word? With get through?
Get through.
Yes.
You
Or get through too.
about the topic.
Get through to someone. That could be a different, and again a different one. To get through to someone. Can you come up with a sentence, a phrase with it in?
I don't know. I can understand. Yes.
About get through.
The use of God of light, lightning.
With got off lightly, that was the one about so the criminal got off lightly, despite committing murder. So it's all about not being punished to the full extent, to get off lightly, to.
It's like not enough.
Yeah, like for example, Ivan Duque says that the guerrillas are getting off lightly.
Oh yeah.
That's the kind of context.
In,
He
in
says, no,
Spanish,
they're
in
getting
Spanish
off too lightly.
yeah, in Spanish it's like la sacaron barata or something like that. I think it's so Colombian, I think. But
Yes.
uh, when you say get off lively, for example, the robber get off lively when he get out of the police station, or just like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that works.
thank you. I already understand.
Nice. Back to get through. So we can say to get through.
And get through is the opposite. The first time.
Get through to someone. Being different to get through something. A few ones here.
But if someone is like uh, touch the feelings of someone, I don't know how to say that. That you make a really good impression or good thing for someone.
Mm-hmm.
That you feel empathy. Maybe I get
It's
through.
getting through to someone.
Yes, I'm getting through someone when I'm empathy
Not
or no.
quite, but pretty close. Anyone else?
Another example could be Junior Clutches. Can you say something about get through?
Yeah.
I am
Thomas,
What?
Nicolas, Carolina,
Mm,
Brian.
We get through, I don't know.
Get through.
get through.
I think that we are lost with that word. Get through. What do you mean?
Mm, I don't know.
Okay. So
Could you tell
getting
us, please?
getting through to someone. You might say something like eventually I got through to imagine you're ringing someone on the phone, they don't pick up, but eventually you got through to them. Eventually the call was connected. That might be one case. So eventually
get
you
through,
got
yeah,
through.
because
Uh,
I already found, no, I already searched the meaning, and it has a lot of meanings, like 18 meanings. And one is when, like you say, or for example, have the approbation of something, of someone, could be one.
And I don't understand the meaning of get through, getting through.
so we've got there's two different phrasal verbs: get through and get through to. Get through to someone being about eventually making contact, eventually getting them to understand. So, for example, maybe right now I'm getting through to you guys about the meaning of getting through to someone. So it's making someone understand after a long time, or getting them to hear. Eventually, we got through to them, and they did what we asked. The sentence. Eventually, we got through to them. People are telling President Trump all the time that global warming is real, and perhaps they will never get through to him. There's another sentence with that in. Whereas getting through something is, as Caroline has just written on the side, the country is getting through a difficult situation, or that means again like dealing with it, a bit like getting by, but this one takes an object, so getting through a situation, a difficult time or problem. That's clear. Yeah.
For example, he needs a lot of coffee to get him through the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Yes.
Yeah. He needs a lot of coffee. Get him through. Yeah.
You need
So it's all
to.
about managing, dealing with the day. You need a lot of coffee. It's good. Cool.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I can
Do you want to continue with get? With get or
I
with
can I
question?
can answer one
Yes,
question more
Uh-huh.
and
Go for it.
until say goodbye maybe.
Okay, Steven, continue with your question.
What? No, is not the question that you have in the in the pres the more in the Word, in the PowerPoint presentation.
About the article.
Yeah,
Can we continue? Can we regress? Regress? Can
wherever
we
what
return to the last topic?
Yeah, sure. If you've got another question about that, go for it.
Okay, wait. I'm going to share the presentation. Here. Um, okay. Which question? The second one or the first one? Steven.
who is crying in the
Okay, Steven, which question of my screen do you want to discuss?
okay. I don't know if it's good, but I like this kind of question. What do you think about what do you think about the relationship between values and religion?
And religion is the
But
five questions.
yeah, but you write. What do you think the relation?
What do you
Oh,
think about?
I
What do you think
yeah,
about the relationship between values and
I
relations
think
and religion is?
that we
Which,
must
which
be careful. It's good say this expression. We must be careful with that because when you the religion is important. I don't want to to offend somebody, but sometimes the religion could I don't know how do you say faltar, romper, maybe
break?
break some moral values. Yes, it's
Uh-huh.
good
Do you think
to say that.
Moral
Uh,
taboos. What's breaking moral taboos?
the 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 religion sometimes, not always, but it happens when it's not the religion like him, but yeah, but if they're represent representantes represent
um,
for example when a father a father a monk I don't know who do you say padre
a priest? A
a
priest
priest
and a nun?
yeah
Price?
a
Yes, yes.
priest buy a car that costs a lot of money with the money of the believers of the people who believe in God and give money the to the church. I don't know. I think in this case, the priest is breaking a, a moral value,
Are
Mm-hmm.
you agree with that, Harry?
A moral. What was the word? A moral boundary.
a moral what?
What did you
Can
say? Moral
can you
boundary.
write
Yeah.
boundary? Boundary? Oh man, my time is over. Sorry.
I didn't quite hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Steven. Uh, But the last part is that as you agree if the values can break, the religion can break some values.
Can break some
Values.
um to well, I'm not really sure which values you're talking about.
Um, um, I don't know. The example of Stephen was that when the priest or when priest take the money of the people just for his own benefit. So maybe for him it was a situation when the religion broke the values.
Who's taking money? Priests? You mean talking about priests?
Yes. So
I'm a little confused.
oh,
Um,
about if the religion can affect the values of the society.
oh well, it did. I think in Colombia it definitely did, didn't it? There was a big discussion when I was there about the the church having a big effect on the vote. Then they talked about a lot of religious values in each of the documents of. I think it was to do with the peace vote. They had the first time it was rejected because and they made an argument that a lot of people voted in line with the church because it said it's peace accord isn't it's promoting same sex. There's somehow a middle link between that and same sex marriage. But I don't know if that was true or if that was just another propaganda by someone else. Perhaps you guys know more about it than I do.
Okay. I think that Stephen just gone or he continue with us.
I
No,
think he
he
said he
just
had to
has.
go.
No, he just gone. Um, okay, we need to continue.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
let's talk. The last section I had down was just any other questions in general that you've come across in the last couple of weeks. We'll do that first. So it's free for all now. Any questions that you have about things that you've read or encountered and you want answering, go for it.
okay, Brian, do you have any questions for Harry about
In general,
grammar topics, about your
Yeah,
articles,
anything.
about anything?
it's not about mine article. I was correcting one, yes, and
Hmm.
I saw some mistakes, but not like grammar mistakes. Not just when they try to put the idea, but they first think in Spanish and after translate to English. Yes.
Hmm.
So I don't know how to, I don't know, help um, the person that I was correcting to don't try to translate, try to just put the ideas, because maybe had a good grammar, but it's not good to understand the idea. So I don't know if you have an advice or something to done.
Uh-huh. I'd say if in terms of writing, the best advice is always to read lots. I think it's kind of and not to worry so much about thinking in your own language because I think it comes quite naturally after a time that you start thinking in the other language when you're writing. But it's certainly true that you need to have a lot of input before you can output. So to input to speak effectively, which is the output, you need to listen lots to get a feel for what the language sounds like. And with writing, you need to read lots because That's where you get your input from in the written context. So if people are writing things that it just doesn't sound kind of like good English, it's probably because they haven't really got into reading as much as they could, and perhaps that it will come kind of naturally later on if they increase the amount that they read. They'll sort of stop making the same kind of mistakes. Because I know what you mean. There's a kind of level where you're always trying to put things in as you would say it in your own language. I do it all the time when I'm writing in Spanish or French, and I make those kind of phrases that don't really make sense to anyone who is a native speaker, but they say, okay, it's okay, but we would never say that. So I think it's kind of a normal progression. And writing takes a long time to get good at. I think you guys have very high standards of writing when you're learning. Carolina says, writing is a very difficult thing. Orbio's just suggestion to write ideas that don't translate. Traducir.
Yes.
That don't translate. So think about, you can always think about putting it simpler. So simplicity is your friend writing in the language. Can you give an example of an idea in Spanish that is difficult to translate into English?
The thing is that I have an expression about in Spanish that is called like llevar de la mano de alguien. It's like hand in hand or hand to hand.
Type it in the side. Llevar en la mano de alguien. Was it that? You kind of cut off it.
Una cosa lleva, una cosa va de la mano de otra cosa.
Una cosa lleva a la otra.
Una cosa lleva a la otra. So
estas dos van de la mano.
Una cosa va de la mano de otra cosa. The expression, I found this expression, it was like hand in hand.
Hand in hand, yes.
¿Esto va de la mano de, más o menos?
Sí.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a kind of expression. Someone translate
something like
could be strange.
Una cosa, if you can write it might help. Lleva la mano. Una cosa lleva la mano. That's what I heard. But so one thing is going hand in hand with another. That's what it sort of we would say maybe. So something goes hand in hand. If you do one thing, it brings another thing because they go hand in hand. Una cosa va de la mano de otra. Goes from the hand of the other. I said lleva la mano. Yeah, interesting. I don't know what that means. One thing goes from the hand of the other, literally. But it means something like, one thing brings about another thing, right? So taking that idea of simplifying, you could say one thing leads to something else. There's actually a really cool poem which is really famous and kind of contributes to a lot of expressions by Robert Frost called The Road Not Taken. And he's got a really famous bit at the end where he says, way leads on to way. And that's something we sometimes say when, one thing leads to another. That's another way of saying it. One thing leads to, or those kind of expressions. So yeah, you take it down to a simpler level. Sometimes it can produce a more appropriate translation. Because yeah, idiomatic expressions are going to be really difficult to translate. If that helps.
Lead to another.
I have another expression. How is better to say to give a lot of importance to something,
Yes.
not to use just importance when we are writing something to improve that.
It gives a lot of importance. We might say something like emphasize. Emphasizes something. It gives a lot of weight. It highlights. It's a good one. You could say give importance. Yeah.
It's correct to say I give too much importance to something. I give too importance to something.
I give. It could be. It depend. It would be a kind of specific context, perhaps. Someone gives too much importance to something in their essay. You give too much importance to this particular argument. You could say that. But more commonly, perhaps, someone emphasizes something too much, or someone puts too much weight on, makes something important. Yeah, you can sort of think your way around it with different vocabulary.
It is common to say attach importance, or
Yeah, you could say attaches importance to something. Yeah, that works. Nice.
where is more common, or just
Oh,
give importance, or
either I attach a lot of importance. Great. I don't know. I've said it too many times now. It's not meaning anything. If you're talking about an essay, like you give too much importance to this idea, that'd be the kind of case you use it. Like if you want to talk about a piece of writing, it's too much importance to something else. Yeah, if you go on a thesaurus online, you can find a lot of stuff.
do you have another question, Nicholas?
Yes, I have three words that the pronoun is the same, but I don't know what is the difference between these three words.
Cent, cent, and cent. Cent is centavo, like the money, like a hundredth of a dollar, or currency.
But I think it's more
Cent is like a smell.
about those three words because it's so similar.
Cent is envió. Oh, like he sent. So he sent. They all pronounce the same. He sent a letter. Yeah, and scent is the sensory. There was a scent of something.
Okay.
Yeah, the pronunciation is the same.
Well,
I had a question. Say select the correct choice. The doctor said it was nothing to worry about. The other option is the doctor said is nothing, don't worry. And the last one is the doctor said it isn't something to worry about. I am not sure what is. I think is B. The doctor said it isn't nothing, don't worry.
I think it's the last one. It's nothing to worry about.
The
The doctor
doctor
said,
said it isn't something to worry about.
yeah, that's good.
Why?
Um, I can't remember the other two now. But it was basically the other two others. A mistake in them, I think. Like you could say the doctor said. We, that's the most simple form of it. The doctor said not to worry. It's reported speech basically. So he literally said, "Don't worry." But if you report it in indirect speech, he said not to worry. Or he said not to worry about it, or it wasn't something to worry about. Hope that helps.
Okay, it's clear for you, Carolina?
I think that you use. I think that inside use something, you use anything. But this is the reason I don't use. That I think is B. I don't.
Say B again.
Did she say again the sentence or the?
Yeah, number B, the second one.
Can you say it again the number B, please?
The doctor said it isn't nothing. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's wrong because it's isn't nothing. It's a double negative. So you can't. He might have said the doctor said it's nothing. Don't worry. It's nothing. If it isn't nothing, it's something. It's like it cancels each other out.
Okay. Do you have another question, Carolina? Sorry.
I had some.
I have one.
Okay, Thomas, continue.
I wrote in my article that in Spanish is seguir cometiendo sus fechorías. How do you say that in English?
Seguir. I don't know. What did you say? Seguir combatiendo.
Segui-
Combatiendo. Come on.
I'm going
Cometiendo.
to write it.
Yeah, write it in the side.
Seguir cometiendo, like doing?
Yes.
Like committing.
Committing.
Yes.
Says lucherías. I didn't
Fechoría.
hit fechorías.
Like misdeeds or something.
Yeah, sounds good. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I think that is the word.
It's like
Fechorías.
things that are bad.
Okay.
I think that is continue committing their crimes.
Yeah.
Or their misdeeds could be.
Misdeeds. Yeah, misdeeds sounds nice. Fechorías. Let's put it in. Just stick it in word reference. I would.
Misdeeds is fechorías, right?
Probably Spanish English. Fechorías. Oh, that's a great word. I've never seen that one before. Wow. No. A mischief. Yeah, misdeed. There we go. Thumbs up.
So it's right to say he continues committing his misdeeds.
Continues. Yeah, they suggest if it's informal, you might say something like he's still up to no good. An informal.
He
continued.
Up to no good.
Yeah, to be up to no good. Apparently, it's cometiendo
something formal. How could be?
A more formal would be like he continued committing crimes, something. Yeah, you don't really commit a misdeed, actually. You commit crimes. Continued.
Committing crime. Okay.
Yeah, continued committing crimes.
Committing.
Okay. Continue.
That's good.
Okay. Thanks.
You continue committing crimes. Okay. Do you have another question, Carolina Wajasan? Or nothing? Okay, I don't have more questions for you.
Cool.
Uh,
Just a word then, quick chat about the session structure and what I was trying to explain last week, I think. Basically, if we can get better at using the Facebook page to organize the sessions, I think it might be even more helpful for you guys. So, for example, if you can think of a topic you really like to discuss, you see how I structured this session and saying, okay, we'll talk about the present simple and present continuous there, and we'll do some phrasal verbs, that kind of thing. But if you guys can choose, maybe discuss with yourselves or whatever you come across during the week, and choose those topics for me, it would be really helpful, because otherwise I have to sort of plan things as well, which takes a long time. And I want to be able to do this with you guys on a fairly regular, more long-term basis. And when I get busier, at the moment I'm on holiday, it's great. But when I get busier, it's going to be really, I won't have time to plan extra stuff for you or organize this class. But I can just give you the time. If you guys can do the background work, like you did with the article, actually, was really good. And then I can be here to discuss whatever you guys want, and be as a support for you guys rather than teaching you at all. If that makes sense.
I think that we can organize that.
But yeah, don't be afraid to comment on the group, and what you guys were doing this week was it was really helpful, because it gave me an idea of what you were sort of thinking about, and a few things to talk about in the class and stuff. So yeah, just let everyone know not to be shy, and chat and talk about it. Also, I'm working on creating a finding language exchange partners for you guys in the UK, if that's something you're interested in. I'm trying to get in touch with a few teachers of Spanish in the UK that I used to know. Maybe you could ask around to see if you guys would be interested in getting a language learning partner in the UK to do a Skype with, and improve your, you can have a real conversation with someone on a regular basis, and you might find that is a thing to help you improve. But maybe have a think about it, see if there's something you have time or would like to do, and I can maybe try and organize that.
Yes, that could be nice. They help us a lot. Thank you. Do you want to say something else for the class, or something to improve about us?
No, that's something really good. Tying it up, we discussed the present and present continuous. You guys had it pretty clear. Phrasal verbs with get. I'd just take it little by little. If you Google in word reference, get, it's going to have 50, 60 meanings. Look at, whenever you see it in a sentence, kind of look at the context and how it's being used. Be interested in these small words, because they're really common and it can be an issue. But really, just being curious and interested when you see them in a sentence will help you a lot. And yeah, I guess we can probably finish there. Any other questions?
No, I don't have questions. Do you have questions, your coaches?
I
No, go
had
ahead.
one question. The other one. Say, my sister has been in hospital. I wonder how she, the ocean is getting on, gets on, has gone across, or is getting away.
Oh, this is you put it on. Uh, yeah,
Gets
it's
gets on.
Uh-huh.
well, maybe you guys after the which one? Does anyone know? We were talking about this earlier.
Yes, it's getting on
Yeah,
because it's something like a
so
state. They want to know the
it's
state.
getting on.
And
Yeah,
what is the
because
meaning getting on?
it's like how are you?
Okay.
So I wonder how she's getting on. Me pregunta cómo está. O
Mm-hmm.
qué está haciendo. Something like that. Yeah, next video call is next week, same time, um, same place,
Okay.
and but it's up to you guys to comment on the. I'll post something for you to write the topics you want to talk about. Maybe
Okay.
find some interesting things and create the content for the lesson. So otherwise, we're just chatting about random stuff for an hour and a half. Sound
Okay.
good?
Okay. So,
Carolina said something.
Carolina, what's
Wrote
the
something.
difference between rather and prefer? Rather
Oh
and
yeah,
prefer.
Rather.
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 Sorry.
they're pretty much the same.
Yes, just change the structure. Yes,
Yeah,
how you use.
so I'd rather have or I'd prefer to have. They're basically the same. I think actually rather is a more British expression if you want a cultural difference, and I didn't really say rather in the US,
Mm,
which might be interesting.
Okay.
Cool.
Another question?
All right, we'll ring off there then. Where do I live? Says Carolina. I live in London now. I've just moved. Anyway, right. See you next week. Not very long.
not true.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. Cool.
Okay.
Right. Have a good week. See you next time. Ciao.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
see you.
Bye.
Yeah. Que
Thanks.
estén bien.
Thank you,
Bye.
Gary.
Thank you so much, all the junior coaches. So we're going to finish the streaming. Thanks everyone who is watching this video. I hope that some things that we talk could be solved for you. And I'll see you in the next class. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, in the national park. Bye.